Okay, we're making a podcast, DC.
Oh,
What do you want? What do you want to talk about today?
Anything? Is that the right answer?
Anything?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. We don't have a subject.
This is I'll talk about anything. I'll talk about anything.
Okay, cool. This is gonna be one erratic podcast.
Man, that's me right there.
Cool. Let's see where this goes.
Welcome to the Chronicles of Caffeine and Ambition, hosted by the Cinder Sisters. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Megan. And what we are here to do on our podcast is tell you about business, life, families, essentially everything that we do, we want to share with you because we have a lot of self-confidence. We've learned a lot of self-confidence over the years.
We sure have.
And we want to share that with you. We want to show you how.
Let's do this.
So I'm on my third cup of tea today.
I don't know what cup I'm on. No, I'm on tea now. I dropped
You're
my
on
coffee and I'm on to the tea.
You've had 2 coffees.
Here. I had a coffee and a half at home.
You've had a lot of coffee.
That's a lot of caffeine in a day.
I mean,
my
it's
God.
lunchtime, so no, that's still a lot. That's a lot of coffee and a lot of tea. I'm only on tea number 3.
We need some water.
We do need water. I haven't drank any water today.
I had a little bit this morning, not enough.
We cannot change the name to Caffeine and Water and Ambition. We don't drink enough water.
Caffeine, dehydration, and ambition.
Yesterday was just my messy morning. Today was still messy. Who am I joking? It's always messy at my house.
It's true.
But
Meg has 3 small children, and it's chaos.
Chaos. And now
I've moved past those years, which is kind of nice in a way. Mine are all teenagers, except one of them. And
what is nice about it, though, is that when people from our team message us early in the morning, you answer the questions.
I do.
Because I'm such a disaster that there's somebody, although one time one of the girls called me early because she had a family emergency or something. I think something was wrong with her kids. And she actually called, and I remember the morning because it was hilarious because obviously everything was going absolutely insane. The kids were screaming. I have no idea what all was happening, but I was trying to get them breakfast when she calls, and my phone doesn't ring frequently.
No, nobody calls people.
Yeah, but everybody knows if you call me, then there's going to be 1,000 things happening. I'm going to be yelling at kids. God knows what's going on in the background. But
it's true.
So people text, but she calls, so I'm like, oh no. So I answer the phone, and I'm like, is everything okay? And she's trying to tell me that there's something wrong with one of her kids, and my kids are screaming, and I'm like, yeah, okay, then no problem, like, do what you need to do. And then screaming in the background of my house, and then Dax gets on my leg, my youngest gets onto my leg, like circles it. And then I'm yelling, get off, it's okay, you go take your kid, do what you need to do, get off me. So that was one of the best disastrous mornings, but I am grateful that your mornings are simpler so that you can answer the questions when anybody has questions in the morning.
Yeah, mine are way better. My guys, one of them's still in high school, and that's the last one. Unless you catch me on the ride, I have to take one of the kids to school, and that's always just an in and out garble zone. If you're trying to call me that first thing in the morning. Hello, see it?
There's barely any reception. Yeah. Or you're trying to text to your phone, and it's all,
oh my gosh, we could have
not real words.
Those are great. Talk to text is probably my favorite thing. I generally just send it exactly as is and pretty much say good luck with that, reading that.
I usually get it.
Because I've sent you so many.
Yes. There was one time recently, I don't remember who it was though, but there was one time recently that I didn't understand what the person was saying. I just guessed. So what's on the docket today?
Oh, today? So I'm having a hard time breaking. So we hopped onto the podcast. I'm right now staring at my shoes. If you've never seen us...
She doesn't mean the shoes she's wearing. She's not wearing any shoes.
I'm not wearing any shoes currently. I have a small shoe addiction. I've had it for a long time. And I collect shoes. I love shoes. I think that just because they're so easy. And your feet don't really grow or get smaller. So it's just an easy thing to buy. So I have a lot of shoes. And right now I'm looking at my shoe collection because, of course, they're at the shop because doesn't everybody keep their shoe collection at their work?
Doesn't everyone keep 20 pairs of shoes at their place of employment? I don't think they do.
I do.
I think that's a you problem.
That's 100% a me problem.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's not a Stacey problem. It's an everyone in this building problem. Because
That's fair.
Everyone has a lot of shoes.
Yeah.
Here. Not at home. Just here.
Well, because it's easier. I mean, welcome to Canadian weather, whether or not it's, it's like really yucky outside. I mean, it's snowing. Like I said, it's freezing rain out. It's really gross. The last thing I'm going to do is wear a pair of heels into the building. And I got to take them off and clean them off and then make sure, like, because we can't wear outside shoes inside the building because it's dealing with wedding dresses. That doesn't work. So I keep my shoes here. It's just easier.
I don't know these problems you talk about. I don't wear shoes.
That's a good point. Meg, okay, so this is how opposite we are in certain things. Meg never wears shoes, like not even socks. Like I'm staring at her feet right now and they're purple. It's been like that since we were kids.
They are a little bit purple.
She's like a hobbit.
Like a hobbit. No, that makes them sound hairy.
Less hairy. And I wear heels as much as I possibly can.
I'm in tune with the land.
Yes, you are way better with your energy. I am not. I'm like, how skinny can that stiletto be?
Yeah.
How high can it be? I can't be over 6 inches because then my husband's shorter than I am. So we don't do that too often.
6 inches. That's crazy.
It's great.
It's crazy.
I love it. You will have to bury me in a pair of heels forever.
Can do.
I will be that lady.
Mm-hmm.
The leopard print. Not that I wear leopard print right now, but I mean, I think
at that point, you're just gonna hit an age and you're gonna start.
I'm just gonna start wearing leopard print and it's like crazy red lipstick and like and heels, but not like I can't wear high heels anymore because I just won't be able to do it. So it'll be like little kitten heels.
I can't wait
with my walker.
I can't wait.
I'm excited. Anyways, this is what I'm having a dilemma with right now. I'm staring at my shoe collection and it's making me the ADHD, the whatever issue I have. I didn't get it done before we started the podcast. And so now that's all I can focus on is that I didn't do that and my shoes are all over the place.
I'd like to point out that your shoes were all over the place before this.
I couldn't see them from this angle.
You could not see them from here.
Yeah, now I can see them. And we cleaned the office today. That was on our docket this morning. We cleaned the office and I love it.
And it looks beautiful.
Oh, it's so nice. Oh my gosh, just to get rid of things. And I think lately I've been on a kick. I used to be a crazy hoarder, I guess you would say. Not hoarder to a point of like you watch the shows hoarder where you're like, that's horrifying. Just like I keep things because it's a project and you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, that would be so good for that thing. I should keep that and I'm going to do that one day. But you collect at least 50 of those projects and then you're overloaded and you can't start any of them. So you don't.
I mean, we get that from a lot of places though. Like, I mean, Grandpa kept everything. Gran turned Grandpa's pants around and made them, she'd cut the legs off of his pants, turned them backwards because he would wear out the knees, but then the knees were new because she could patch the back of them because the rip was on the back. Like, we come by keeping everything and using everything.
We come by that pretty honestly. Yeah. I mean, we also grew up with nothing. We had nothing. So if we wanted something, we had to figure it out, make it, find it. Like, it's not...
Sew our own clothes, make our own food.
Yeah. So, I mean, so getting out of that habit is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Because it then became collect the things, and then you have things. And now getting to this age, you realize, I don't want things anymore.
I don't want those things. Those things are dragging me down.
But pretty much, I need a tiny house and a piece of land and a horse. And then we can travel.
On the horse?
Well, no, I mean, I had to leave one of the kids behind to take care of the horse.
You need a horse keeper.
And yes, I do. I need to. So I need 2 tiny houses. One for my horse keeper and the other one for Chris and I.
A live-in housekeeper. I need a live-in nanny. You need a live-in horse keeper.
For dogs too. For dogs.
Oh, dogs. Yeah. Animal keeper.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like they have an actual name. I'll learn what that name is.
No.
It's like groundskeeper. It's like there are people that keep animals.
That'd be great. Take one of those.
Yeah. Put it on the list.
It's going on my new list of things. Oh my gosh. Isn't it crazy how far though we've come from like what you want? I think we touched on this before. Like what we had as kids was a pretty decent house. It was a nice house. It was big enough. Our parents built it and, living off the land, kind of middle of nowhere, homesteading. And then we both made it to a point where we're like living in town, which let me tell you, that's pretty darn convenient actually. You forget something, I'm 2 seconds away from the shop. I run over to the house, grab it, come home, or come back. But now the thought of like having those things that you aspired to when you were kids, like thinking that it's so much better and then you get there and you're like, yeah, I got it. I mean, I got a big house.
I don't know, is that an us thing or is that a society thing?
Maybe it's both. Because I'm now at the point where I'm just like, I don't want the thing anymore. I don't want things. I want experiences.
Yes. Oh, you know what I've been seeing, and I understand that the algorithm messes with your mind, but the amount of things that I've been seeing lately about not doing Christmas presents or birthday presents or whatever holiday you're talking about, they don't do a present. They take a family trip instead.
I love that.
I want to do that so badly.
Yeah, I'm in.
And I mean, it does. It's helpful for us that we haven't done presents as a family for a very long time.
No, we haven't, because there's so many. Like there's us and then an older sister, and then we all have a lot of kids, like at least 4 each. Over 4 each.
More, yeah.
No, I mean,
the
have 10.
lowest amount is 4 each.
We have a lot of kids between us. So anyways, buying for each person, our parents, and then like relatives, and it's too much, and became to a point where we're like, nobody needs things that you're getting each other, and it's just a waste of money. So we stopped doing that, a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. I have absolutely no problem with the travel aspect, is that I have small kids, and I feel like they would absolutely be better people, I think, if they didn't get like tangible toys or stuff. It's just stuff. But it's my personal opinion on that. And I can't really, like, we did get that when we were little, so it's not even like I can say that I went through it and I didn't get the stuff and I am fine. We did get toys.
We did get toys, yeah.
So maybe they're too little for me to do that, but that is on my bucket list, I'll tell you that. I
think your youngest is too young to understand, and we just go with the flow of that's what everybody's doing, and not understand that there wasn't a Christmas Day kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. But as much as Voltaire loved when we traveled, like when we went to France, he was ecstatic and he loved it and he was moving there, and I think I could convince him in that way, except that I don't know that he would be willing to give up the toys, because that's such a thing that you, like, that's hard to get over at a young age.
I'm all in for it. But you're right, convincing the kids that it's
better for them.
Yeah. It's kind of difficult.
It's kind of
when the rest of society, they go to school and they're like, I got this for Christmas and I got this and and they're like, what'd you get? And he's like, I went on a trip. I mean, and in a way, he would love the trip. I know he would.
He would.
But you're right. I didn't get a tangible toy. And at that age, you're so...
You're so steered by the people around you and what we think is normal.
Correct. Yeah. Where would we want to go? Where are we going? If we go on this family trip, where would you go?
We'd have to do it in a much calmer way than we did last time.
Last time being, we took some of my family and Meg's family, and we went to France. And we didn't just go to like Paris. We hopped off the plane in Paris, and then we went to the North Coast.
We went
to see Mont Saint Michel.
Yeah, we went north. Stayed for a couple nights on Mont Saint Michel.
And then we drove like banshees through the entire top to bottom of France. We made it to Le Mans, then we stopped in Limoges. Like, went down through the center. They went to Carcassonne. They went, like, we drove all the way down through the center and then made it down to Pau in the south. But it was absolute chaos. And we will do a podcast about that for sure, because it was insane. Absolutely insane. It was to drag that many people around. We had 2 cars.
Organizing the people and being in the same place at the same time, and one of the cars would get lost all the time, and then a family friend was there and he was in his own car. It was just it was absolute insanity, and some of us had our cell phones and some of us didn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have traded a thing.
No, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't go back and change it.
Not at all.
And we saw a lot.
Yeah, we laughed a lot.
We laughed a lot.
Oh my God, we laughed a lot. Chris thought he was going to die a couple times. So my husband is he's a really good driver, but he's definitely more cautious. Where Meg and I are banshees when we drive. Meg's worse than me now, but I don't drive that often anymore.
I am a safe driver.
Yeah.
NASCAR style.
Yes, 100%. Like, and there was no guardrails in a lot of France. Like, there's no, like, you're on a mountain and you're doing switchbacks, but there's no guardrail to save you on the switchback. But we're like, we're hopping corners in this little tiny car, and it's me and 2 children in the back.
Chris in the front
having a complete heart attack.
I had to apologize one time. Oh, I'm sorry. They did not realize that was going to be as sharp as it was.
Yes.
What would we do next? No, I just mean I wouldn't do that I wouldn't move as much. Like, we moved so frequently, it became tiring.
Yeah, it was exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
So
go somewhere, stay there, and just experience it. Like, plot me in somebody's house for a week. I mean, I can imagine sending everybody, our whole family, but like, I'm a culture person. I want to go see how people live and what they do and how they do their day. Like, I would be so happy just to be like, I always use the analogy of like, throw me out west, put me on a ranch, and I will just work with you every day, all day, and do whatever you do, because I just want to see what other people do. I find it so intriguing. I'm not a go down south, sit on the beach and watch the waves roll in.
The beach and the waves is nice, but for a day or two.
I'm good then after that.
And then we're going to have to find something else to do, which is also fine. Because, I mean, if we don't do that, then we cut out a lot of places. And beaches are beautiful and oceans are beautiful. We would just have to find things around it to do. But, I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about. If we went to a house somewhere not near a beach, we wouldn't sit there for the entire week either.
No. I'd find the town, find the locals, go talk to them. I think that's what we do, though. I think we're personable enough that we just want to talk to anybody. And then once you start talking to them, they're like, oh my gosh, you're not from here. You need to go see this. And they have some of the coolest things that we could go see and do. And I mean, if you think about it the other way around, I think you would do the same thing. If you met somebody from Europe and they were wherever you are in the world, if you met somebody from not your area of the world and you started talking to them and they were like, oh my gosh, what is there to do? You're like, oh my God, I have all these ideas of things you could do, but they're nowhere on Expedia or they're nowhere on TripAdvisor. You can't find those anywhere. That's why I think locals it's so great to talk to. That on its own, there's a great story we have in France when we were in Pau meeting up with one of the locals. But I'll save that story for you.
I wasn't there. I can't help on that story. But it's true, though. Lots of my traveling stories, some of my favorite memories are just being in a pub and listening to the locals talk. Or they're telling you stories, and you know half the story's not true. But it's hilarious.
Doesn't matter. Love it.
So where are we going?
I'm always up for Europe. Or like a Scandinavian country. I'd be okay with that too.
Yes, that's true. I would. I think that's actually the problem right now. We would go anywhere.
Yeah.
But we do that sometimes with business too, right? It's the same problem.
Oh, that's a really good point.
We would do anything. We would start anything. We would try anything. We'll do it to our hardest, but we have to make the decision.
It's a really good point.
There's so many things we could do. So many places we could go.
Yeah.
But we'll sit still before we make the decision.
Like we don't jump on it, you're saying?
Yes, but we think, I could do this, or we could do this, or we could go here, but we could go here. Like there's so many possibilities.
The options are endless. Choose. No, you're right, because I feel like we then get overloaded with the amount of things we could do rather than actually just taking action.
Yeah.
On the first one, if we decided the first time.
And none of them are wrong is the funny thing. Like, it's not even like, I'm like picturing the Gary Vee talk where he's like, you could make 1,000 decisions in one day and maybe 900 of them would be wrong, but you made 100 right decisions that day.
That's a really good point. Yeah, absolutely.
None of the places are wrong. None of our business decisions that we're trying to decide right now are wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just need to choose.
And with that, we got to wrap this up because, man, I got a good idea. I can't tell you what it is right now. Gotta make a phone call.
Gotta call a man about a thing.
That's exactly what I'm thinking about right now.
All right, on to the next one.